Clerk, please call the roll.
Alderman Santi.
Here.
Alderman West.
Here.
Alderman Flash.
Here.
Alderman Harvey is absent. Alderman Strack.
Here.
Alderman Devine.
Here.
Alderman Miller.
Here.
Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, I'm going to open up for public comment. Is there anyone from the public that'd like to make a public comment at this time? These are for items that are not on the agenda this evening. I have a Craig Meyer. Sir, can you please step up to the podium, state your name and address for public record, please?
Push the red button.
If you could push that red button right in the middle. It's not red yet. There you go.
There we go. Okay. My name is Craig Meyer. I live at 3610 Grand Avenue here in McHenry.
Yes, sir.
You want me to go ahead?
Go ahead.
Just
Floor is yours.
we live on one of the few streets here in McHenry that has an alley that separates our houses. Most of our garages and all of our garages are detached. So we have to use that dry alley. We have had a considerable amount of heavy traffic that comes down that alley. There was one day last week, 6 cars, and a lot of them are from the Catholic school right across the street and stuff right there. We would like to see if the city could do something to help us curtail some traffic coming down that alley. My granddaughter almost got hit last June from a lady coming down that alley very fast. And just 2 weeks ago, she and her friends that live across the alley had to run across the alley because a guy in a pickup came down really fast. There's got to be some way to curtail it. I don't think you're going to stop it, but to curtail it so that people realize that that's not a street. They use it for a street. And, we were talking, there's one person, I've only lived there almost 3 years, but some people right down our alley have lived there for about 30 years. And the alley's in terrible shape, and they've never had it resurfaced or anything, but they've never been able to get any results. We would like to see if we could get some results, whether it takes speed bumps, I did talk to a person here within the city administration office last fall, asked if we could get signs put up or something. I was told, well, they aren't going to do any good. Well, maybe they will, maybe they won't, but at least people can be aware that people were aware. We don't need people coming down there and hitting somebody. We're backing out of our garage and somebody's coming down it, something like that. It is a little different than being on a street.
Sure.
That's what we feel. So that's really our concern, and we'd like the village to see what they could do to help us curtail traffic.
Yeah, Mr. Meyer, my name is Derek Moorfield, the city administrator. We'll talk. We have our leadership team meetings every week, so we'll have it as a topic of our meeting tomorrow, and then one of us from the administration side will reach out to you and get together with you and have a conversation about it.
That's all we can ask.
Sure. Yeah.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Have a good night.
You too.
See, I'm done.
Is there anyone else from the public that would like to make a public comment? I see none. All right, moving on to consent agenda 5A through 5F. Is there any items from that council would like to pull for separate consideration? See none. I'm looking for a motion to approve 5A through 5F. Alderman Strack.
Motion as presented.
Thank you. Second. Alderman Miller.
I'll second that motion.
Thank you. Discussion by council? See none. Clerk, please call the roll.
Alderman Strack.
Yes.
Alderwoman Miller.
Yes.
Alderman Devine.
Yes.
Alderman McClatchy.
Yes.
Alderman Glenn.
Yes.
Alderman Santi.
Yes.
Thank you, council. Next item on the agenda is 6A, is a professional engineering services for the North Riverside Drive parking lot. I am looking for a motion to approve an ordinance amending the fiscal year 22-23 budget in the amount of $55,000 and approve a task order in the amount of $44,900 to Robinson Engineering Ltd. for professional engineering services and contingency amount of $10,100 for the North Riverside parking lot construction project. Director Strange?
Thank you, Mayor Jett. Yes, this is a project that was added to our schedule to complete at least the engineering on.
this year to have it ready for construction. The schedule laid out, we'll have the project ready for construction in fall of this year. The reason for the contingency and the budget amendment, a little over $10,000 more than the low proposal is, we're a little bit uncertain of how we're going to be able to drain the property. It's a possibility that we may have to do some sort of an infiltration dry well system, so we have some contingency funding if we have to do the soil and infiltration testing, if we need to. The plan is to not need it and tie it into the existing storm sewer. So we seek your concurrence for the budget amendment and the approval of the contract to Robinson Engineering.
Thank you. Alderman McClatchy for
Yeah, I would move
motion.
to approve the, item.
Thank you. Second, Alderman Miller.
I'll second the motion as presented.
Thank you. Discussion by council. Alderman Gleb.
Yeah, the only thing I want to bring up is, we keep doing these amendments to the budget. Are we pulling this money out of reserves, or, how is it that, it just seems like, nickels and dimes coming from everywhere as far as 10,000 here, 20,000 there. Do we have more revenue coming in than what we expected? Just kind of wondered if we could just answer that real quick.
Carolyn.
This is from the water sewer fund, so it most likely, it's not. Oh, I thought it was. It's not, Troy.
General fund.
General fund, then yes, there are more revenues than
Expenditures.
expenses coming in to pay for it, but it would be
Okay,
reserved.
so we're not dipping into reserves, basically, it's because of the fact that we have, additional revenue coming in over and above what we had budgeted originally?
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions by council? Alderman Santi.
No, just a quick statement, Mayor. This is a small but nice improvement for the area. Sure, there's concerns, especially in two areas of the city, in regards to parking, but this should alleviate a little bit of that concern. It's not going to take care of any, especially major evenings in the spring towards the summertime in regards to events at the banquet room there, and there's a couple of restaurants that should be opening within the next few months. But we're able to get this location, put some more spaces in an area that it's convenient for walking to those establishments on Riverside Drive. Look forward to maybe being able to do this again sometime in the near future, and I'm happy that we're moving forward on this. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments? Open up for public comment. Is there anyone from the public that would like to make a public comment regarding this item? See none? Clerk, please call the roll.
Alderman McClatchy?
Yes.
Alderwoman Miller?
Yes.
Alderman Devine?
Yes.
Alderman Strack?
Yes.
Alderman Santi?
Yes.
And Alderman Glab?
Yes.
Thank you, council. Next item on the agenda is 6B, is a conditional use permit and zoning variance for 700 North Front Street, Lucky Poker. I'm looking for a motion to approve an ordinance granting a conditional use permit and zoning variance, reducing the required number of parking spaces from 20 to 11, to operate a bar tavern without live entertainment to Lucky Poker located at 700 North Front Street. Ross Palarecki.
Thank you, Mayor. So, Lucky Poker is looking to move across the street, currently located in Remax Plaza. They're looking to purchase the building at 700 Front Street, which was previously a COVID center. They are seeking a variance to allow 11 parking spaces in lieu of the 20. Staff looked at that pretty hard, given the nature of the business, 5, 6 machines, that we don't anticipate a lot of traffic volume, but it's also kind of in accordance with our restaurant parking guidelines, which I think we're going to be doing some text amendments here in the future to bring back to you to make a bar somewhat similar to a restaurant style use as far as required parking. So staff doesn't have any issues with that. The petitioner is here this evening if there's questions for them. Other than that, looking for a motion, I guess.
Thank you. Motion for 6B as presented. Alderman Miller.
I'll make the motion to approve 6B as presented.
Thank you. Alderman Strack for a second.
Yes, second.
Thank you. Discussion by council. Alderman Santi.
If the petitioner's here, I've got Sorry about that. If petitioner's here, I've got a quick question.
Right up to the podium, sir. You just hit that middle button. Thank you.
The facility you're in today, how many square feet do you have there? any
It's
idea?
about 1,600.
So you're going to 2,000?
It's 2,000 that
Okay.
the new spot would be, yes, sir.
Is there any changes to, staffing for this new location? Is it gonna be standard the way you've been running it, or are you adjusting your staff levels?
We're not sure yet.
Uh-huh.
We've looked at other options, like adding a pool table room or some dartboards. We've got dartboards in a lot of our locations, and if we increase some of the activity there like that, then we may have to have another staff on hand, but, at this time, it's not really for certain.
Okay, thank you. One other question I have, I think for Director Strange, is, I know IDOT is just, in engineering phases. Are they losing any spaces or anything with the build-out? They are losing approximately, I'm sorry, you should.
You're losing 4 spaces with the build-out, correct?
Two
Okay.
spaces,
Two
actually,
spaces.
it looks like,
Two
yeah.
spaces.
It looks like we'll lose 2, and the count that's provided is with them spaces gone already.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
And any of those spaces handicap?
No,
I don't think so.
even if it is, they will be required
Right.
to have a handicap.
All right, wish you good luck, thank you, that's all I have.
Thank you, sir.
Any other questions, comments from council? Alderman Gleb?
Yeah, so the 11 parking spots is for this business and this business only, correct?
That is correct.
But is it as, if this business changes to a regular bar rather than, right now, Lucky Poker is more of a bar tavern with video gaming, and it's the video gaming that draws people in there more than anything else, correct?
Yeah, it has a full bar, probably more choices of spirits or beer than any bar in town.
Yeah. My only reservation that if it was to be the type of a business that would pull more, that would give an overflow of parking spaces that would wind up into the residential area around the corner. That would concern me. But if it's just to them, but it's to Lucky Poker, so Lucky Poker could be changed as far as the way that they operate their bar, correct? Or,
Well, it's kind of, as I was alluding to earlier, restaurant parking is 4 spaces per 1,000, tavern is 10. So where that difference is and why that difference is there, I don't know, because I don't, But to your point, if they change the use and added a restaurant, then actually it would be 4 parking spaces per 1,000 instead of the 10, because they added food. So it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, and that's why we identified that as we did the review on this, and we'll be bringing back some text amendments to adjust our parking ratios.
well, then maybe we should be adjusting the parking issue for the restaurant rather than the bar and tavern,
Well,
and having a minimum, at least, of parking
We'll look
spaces.
into it both ways.
Because we are looking at 11 parking spaces now. How many, what is your maximum amount of employees that you have at any given time? 3?
Usually there's 1 employee there, sir.
There's just one
We
employee.
probably will have, to be honest with you, we feel that we'll have more parking available at the new location if we're allowed to move over there than what we have currently.
Okay.
And that, obviously, when all the other businesses are closed, that's not the case, then there's more parking. But during the day, it's hard to get a parking spot in that plaza, with the current, businesses
There are some viable
there.
businesses there, yes.
Yeah.
So I understand your predicament there and why you'd be moving. Again, my only reservation is so that you don't wind up impacting the residents around the corner.
Right, yep.
All right, thank you.
Yes, sir.
All right. Any other questions, comments by council? All right, you may be seated. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
All right. Looking for a motion. Oh, no, already got the motion, sorry. I am looking for any public comment by the public regarding this item. See none? Clerk, please call the roll.
Alderwoman Miller,
Yes.
Alderman Stratt,
Yes.
Alderman Devine,
Yes.
Alderman Clark,
Yes.
Alderman Glad,
Yes,
Alderman Santee,
Yes.
Thank you, council. Next item on the agenda is 6C, text amendments to the municipal zoning ordinance. Motion to approve an ordinance granting various zoning text amendments to the City of McHenry zoning ordinance related to the permitted and conditional public uses, outdoor storage, and automotive repair. Director Palarecki?
Just a little bit cleanup here, Mayor. So, again, and I wish the parking was in here. We always identify these things. as we go. But, so the major text amendments we're asking for here is a automotive repair to be an allowable use in the C5 highway district. It's currently a conditional use. We're looking for, public agencies such as the school districts or government agencies to be an allowed use in certain zoning districts. We don't feel that there's really a need to pull a public agency through a conditional use process to have an office space within an office building. So basically, this came up because the school district bought some property. They're just moving offices into it under our current ordinance. That would be a conditional use permit required for planning and zoning hearing and stuff like that. So it's no different than any other office, therefore, the only differences are a governmental agency. So we didn't see that there was a reason for that. And then the last one is the outdoor storage. We put some performance standards, and we're looking to make that outdoor storage an allowable use in the zoning districts defined here, with those performance standards such as landscaping, screening, and other items. So, those are the three big text amendments. If you have any questions, I'm here.
Thank you. I am looking for a motion to approve 6C as presented. Alderman Santee?
Sorry about that. I will make the motion to approve the ordinance granting various text amendments for the City of McHenry zoning ordinance as presented.
Thank you. Alderman McClatchy for a second.
Excuse me, I'll second.
Thank you. Discussion, comments by council? See none. I'm opening up for public comment regarding this item. See none. Clerk, please call the roll.
Alderman Santee,
Yes.
Alderman McClatchy.
Yes.
Alderman Glass,
Yes.
Alderman Strack,
Yes.
Alderman Devine.
Yes.
Alderman Miller,
Yes.
Thank you, council. Staff reports, is there any new staff reports this evening? No? All right. Nothing from me. City council comments. Anybody? See none. Looking for a motion to adjourn. Alderman Strack?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
second.
Alderman Miller?
Second.
Thank you. Clerk, please call the roll.
Alderman Strack,
Yes.
Alderman Miller,
Yes.
Alderman Devine,
Yes.
Alderman Santee,
Yes.
Alderman Glass,
Yes.
Alderman Clapp.
Yes.
Thank you, council. Thank you, staff. Thank you to the public. Have a good night.